everybody, thanks for watching. And just a quick update on people who send me emails about the Never Pay Again Self or lifetime membership. Friday will be the last day, the 28th. Next Friday coming up. Will be the last time you can get on this. This is it. It's going to be done because we're almost completely finished with everything. And definitely take advantage now while you still can. A lot of you guys have been sent invoices to make your final payment on that Never Pay Again sale. Check your emails for the invoices or use the same link you paid the first payment with to make the final payment. But definitely want to get it locked in before we finish. So we're trying to get everybody locked in before we finish, and we need to get those of you who want to be involved, and so we can close this thing out. So just to get that out the way. Also, my book. I know a lot of people asking about the book. If you didn't get the first copy of the Self-Inflicted Religious Deceptions, that's it. And it's gone. They will never be printed again. And what happened with that book, I talked about before, a lot of the issues I had with getting the book out. And because of this, we couldn't fully edit the book. Like, there were some misspelled words, just stuff that didn't make sense in certain places. Those of you who got the first round, there was a lot of errors in those. Then the book was corrected and edited for the most part. So a lot of people who got the latest round of books, a lot of the problems were solved, but there was still a little, few hiccups here and there. But that's what happens with books that's that long, and when the editing process is not, going through for months to get, it completely correct. So, I appreciate everybody who supported and got that book. If we got a signed copy, that book will never be printed again. It's done. But the second edition is available now. So the second edition is basically everything that was wrong with the original book, fixed one. But everything that I basically had to go through the process of getting put into the book, because if you're trying to get your book recognized or on a New York Times bestsellers list and all that, you have to go through the correct process. And you don't want to get sued later on for a book that's very successful and somebody sue you for, 2 words or a picture. So I took the, right steps in making sure everything was legally correct with my book before I put it out. And that caused a delay in the editing process. So, over 50,000 copies sold in the first one. Then you got a book that's never going to be printed again. So especially if it's signed, you got something cool. But the second edition is going to be colorized, it's going to be hardback. And everything I tried to put into the first one is going to be in this second one, which is what I tried to avoid doing this, as I said. And a lot of people were impatient and just wanted the book. So we had to put it out. So this one is, a lot of stuff I couldn't put in the first one. It's in this one. New photos, as I said, colorized hard copy. And I really wanted to get this book correct. And to get everything in the book. And we really just got approved for like the last few things, probably like a month ago. So the book is now available. And for the first 500 people who purchase the book, I will give you half off on the next 2 books that's coming up in the next couple of months. So you will get half off. You will receive the link before anybody else for the next 2 books, and you will get half off those 2 books. So first 500 people, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys grabbing it, and I will make sure you get half off the next 2 books, which the next book after this is going to be called The Perverse Psychology of Black Generational Wealth. So that's going to be the next book. And then the third book is going to be Purpose and Spirituality, Escaping the Will of Reincarnation. So this book I'm really proud of because, like, when I'm doing this research, it's so much stuff that I take out that I know I want to put in books because it's going to take too long to explain in videos, and a lot of stuff that I set aside specifically for books, so I don't make sure I have the same material in videos that I put in books. So there's so much that our ancient ancestors talked about, so much that the native people in America and all over the world, when you go and look, talked about the same stuff. So much stuff involving spirituality and our purpose, and they were driven by the same common thing. And I talked about before, I alluded to, it has to do with, up there, there wasn't a concern so much about, jobs and works and so on and so forth like that. It was about your soul, spirituality, and everything involving, out there. So a lot of stuff I put into that book that I really hope you guys get a chance to read it. And also, and just this book, understanding the reverse psychology of, Black generational wealth is a crazy book that, man, I just wish we could just get into every Black school, because I made this book very easy to understand and breaking down everything that we have been basically tricked into understanding about who we are, one, and about us being where we are. So that's what these books are about. And just looking at how they have been successfully able to keep us in poverty for so long. I mean, we got to think about that. And we got to look at the aspects of how, we are in poverty, and the only way we can get out of poverty is working for them or being in some type of capacity of entertainment. So a lot of stuff I talk about in videos, but a lot of stuff I didn't put in videos that I put into these books. And like I said, first 500 people who purchases, you will get half off on those books. So look for those. Now, to get into this video, as I talked about, see my last 4 or 5 DVDs, I talked about what Joe Biden's purpose is going to be. And that's going to be to basically sink the economy. Now, this dude has a over $6 trillion plan. And he's $1 trillion into this plan, trillions of dollars into this plan. And then you couple that with the trillions that Trump spent, and you have to pay attention to what's going on. Plain and simple. You wonder why gas prices are so high. As you know, the dollar is the world reserve currency. So commodities are priced in dollars, like oil. So if the dollar is not doing good, the price of oil is going to skyrocket. It's going to go up. So the price of gas is going to go up. And this is what we have been seeing, because you can't spend this kind of money and then have people who can speculate and control the strength of the dollar, speculate, and then nothing not happen to the dollar. So the dollar is up, down, stable, unstable, and going crazy because of the massive amounts of money this dude has spent. If you know people who get food stamps, they just got a super boost to their food stamps. People got thousands of dollars in food stamps because of the money he put into, for kids getting food stamps, the whole SNAP program, and people getting more money for childcare, and he's spending. They about to come out with another round of stimulus they talking about. So you got to look at all this spending, and you got to realize, even though they're talking about, he's going to spend $3 trillion, and it's not going to go towards the debt, which the national debt is at $28 trillion, and they're projecting it to be around 80 something trillion dollars by 2029, which would be 2 terms of Joe Biden if you pay attention. So in 2 terms of Biden, he's going to be able to, sink the dollar even further and cause this economic crash that is inevitable. It's not a question of if, it's when it's going to happen. And it's enough information out here. And yeah, you guys asked about the DVD is coming. The next one is coming. I'm going to be getting into the whole, stock market and what you should be invested in to basically come up off of what they're doing, like everybody else has been coming up. So I talked about in the previous video, remember before when all this stuff was going on in the tech in the 90s, with the tech and everything with the internet. Remember in the early 90s, this was the same type of situation. Now, the distraction then was the wars, worried about Iraq and, the war on drugs and everything like that. It was always distractions. But in the midst of that was Bill Gates and IBM and all these other companies with the whole .com situation where we know the .com bubble, but we know the introduction of the internet and everything it was going to be able to do. Nobody could believe it. Just think about what we can do with the internet now, and them talking about that in the late 80s, early 90s, and people were like, whatever. And they didn't invest. And those people who invested are billionaires today or worth hundreds of millions of dollars because they got in then knowing what was coming because they had information beforehand. The same thing is getting ready to happen with what I'm going to talk about in the DVD, and I talked about in the last 4 or 5 DVDs. But we're going to get into this more in the next one. So yeah, I got you guys. But back to Biden. Again, as I said, what I've been saying to you guys is coming true right in front of your face. If you watch the last DVDs, it's happening. This is his job. So, Corona is doing what it's doing. It's starting to level out. People are getting the vaccines, and there's still more to that. So I don't want to get into that too much because I don't want this video to get taken down. But there's still, it's crazy. You know, you can take off a mask, and you don't have to social distance now if you got both shots. And we're seeing them talk more about the both shots. And, you know, if you look at the whole thing that happened with the, concerts that's coming up, and so much stuff is coming up, and they're putting an emphasis on unvaccinated people. And you're going to see them, keep talking about that more and more, about when they show groups of people how everybody's unvaccinated. And that's going to be something that they keep putting emphasis on to try to allude to the fact that they want to eventually make it so you can't go clubbing, you can't go to certain places, you can't fly, so on and so forth, unless you've been fully vaccinated. So we're going to see what happens with that. But there's no reason why people shouldn't make money. I've been making a killing off of knowing what's going to happen, and just being invested in these stocks. I've done so well since 2020, and just understanding what's going to happen. And when you into this stuff, when you can forecast, you can see the trends and what they're doing, you know what has to happen for them to fulfill their agenda. So you can speculate what has to happen. And if you're an investor, you know, if you're in the stocks, you know what's going to be affected, and you know what to put your money in. So we're going to get into this. But that DVD's coming, and I got you guys on that, as I said. But you got to look at that. And then now we have, which I know, I got all you guys' emails and inboxes about the whole Stop Asian Hate thing, and how that spitted into all this. And it's crazy. And, we had to deal with all lives matter. We had to deal with that. You say Black Lives Matter, they say no, all lives matter. You say, well, stop Asian hate. Where does stop all hate people? Where are these people? And there's no huge, crowd of people, and there's no forums and people all up and down the timeline saying, stop all hate. It's stop Asian hate. Now, we have no problem with Asians. There's a lot of Asian people that marched. They had the, Asians for Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that. And we got no issues with it. We understand exactly what's taking place, but we also know, if you're conscious, it's bullshit. It's staged. This shit is all set up. And this is happening for a distraction and happening to spit in our face, which is what they do. If they were going to just start attacking Asian people because of what's happening with the pandemic, which is dwindling down, they would have done it in 2019, 2020. Well, all of a sudden now, this is happening. And the movement has been, unscathed and just full charge, and so many people are behind it. And you had Asian celebrities come together for a commercial and say, stop Asian hate, and talk about their situations and their experiences and so on and so forth. But we couldn't get the major Black celebrities to come together and do a Black Lives Matter. And they didn't even have to use the Black Lives Matter slogan. They could have just talked about something else, or said, stop Black hate, or stop African American hate, or stop police brutality or African American hate crimes. And yeah, you had LeBron and all wear shirts, and you had demonstrations from Black celebrities and so on and so forth. But we're talking about multi-millionaire, billionaires, rich Black folks that didn't put their power to work. They didn't say, we're not performing no more until something gets done. They didn't come online and unite as, get all the big wigs in Black entertainment together and say, we're going to do something, and we're going to make a big movement to stop this from happening, make them pass a law to, change the use of deadly force so that a Black man running away is not shot 3 times. It's crazy. And nothing has been done, but stop Asian hate. They got laws passed. They got money. They got so much, attention put on this thing with little to no opposition at all. And that's the problem I have. Now, you're not going to have Black celebrities step up and say, stop all hate, because the stop Asian hate is popping right now. And that's what Black people do. We want to be involved with everything that's popping. It's popular. So we don't want to go ahead and be the person to step out and say, well, where's the backlash for stop Asian hate, and where's the, stop all hate people? And nobody's saying nothing, because nobody has our back. It's just how it is. The people who step up to support Black people stuff do so for attention. They do so to, to get money. They do so for a reason that's selfish. They don't really give a shit about what's happening to us, or else they would have done something before something happened. And that's what it takes. It takes something to happen to us for us to come together and say, we need to fix this. But we got to look at the reason why they can say stop Asian hate and get no opposition. And we don't want to admit this. It's because Asians don't do shit. They contribute to the economy. They own restaurants, stores. They are law-abiding citizens and not killing each other. Their communities are full of wealthy Asian people. They bring Asian people over to go to school, and they contribute to the country and to the economy, so on and so forth. And we do nothing. We don't have Africans claiming us. We don't have an African country or nation claiming African American people as being from whatever country in Africa and protecting us when something happens to us. And that's the difference. I don't know, Moors are going to hop in on this and say, well, they have nationality and then they have this. And this is why they get protection and we don't, because we say we're black and we're African. It's because we don't do shit that's not popping. If it ain't trending, we don't jump on it. It's just that simple. And that's the problem with us. We don't see what has happened. I mean, to me, they laughing at us. I mean, oh, we did all this marching and protesting. And just think about all the marching. Think about all the people out there with signs, so many days of protesting, rioting and looting that we did, and we still ain't get heard. These people stop Asian hate. They get laws passed. They get commercials. They get their celebrities to step up and say stuff. Asian Pacific Islanders and so on and so forth. They came together with them. Stop Asian hate. Stop Asian Pacific Islander hate. They got all this traction and push from one little incident, which is this whole corona thing that they're not even responsible for, but they got so much help because they came together as a people and they've been united as a people. And when they come over, their people help them out and help them get successful in this country. And we don't do shit but hate on each other. Like I was just saying, here you have black man and other black people. It ain't just me that's getting scammed. Black dude that's genuinely helping people. The only reason why I charge for my lectures, my DVDs, is because the time. If I can give it out for free, I would. The time. It's the time it takes that you put into that. And remember, I was doing it for free for years before I started charging. It's the time that goes into it. And people still don't think it's worth $20 or $17.99. And this is the problem with us. We don't support each other on anything, even stuff that's good for us, unless it's trending, unless it's popping. I created a whole social media platform for like-minded, conscious people to come together and meet and talk about, conscious stuff, black economics, and so on and so forth. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got thousands of people on Merkabah Academy, but it's a lot of people who don't fuck with it. They don't go there. Now, when this new site is finished, I think a lot of people are going to come because of what it's going to bring. And it's going, if you're a black entrepreneur, it's where you want to be. When it's finished, you'll see. But still, that's to my point. People don't even want to help themselves when help is right there because it's not trending, it's not popping. So this is the issue we see with this whole thing. And yeah, I know a lot of people are upset with the Stop Asian Hate movement, but it's not going to go nowhere. And they pushing it to spit in our face, and they pushing it to gain favor with the Asian community for whatever they got coming soon. So we've seen this before, this whole thing with them. I was talking about with the Oscars last year. Oh, look at the Asian people that won the Oscars. And look at these Asian movies that's nominated for so many Oscars. Look at the commercials, TV shows, and all these, Asian people being put in commentating jobs now. They speak about it. It's crazy. You see it. So it's something that, what can we do? We can't do nothing because it's not popping. If it ain't popping, if it ain't trending, if it ain't a rapper or celebrity involved, we don't want to touch it. Plain and simple. So you're not going to see the people who Paul Moody, he just died. Paul Moody, one of the people who would jump up and say, hey man, what the hell's going on? We've been Black Lives Matter for so long, and Asians get one problem and look what happens. Okay, we'll fix it. But we can't get the same thing, and we can't get it because, like I said, they look at Asians and see contributing to the economy, good, hardworking people, ain't doing nothing, not killing each other. They're justified. We get murdered, and then they talk about our past criminal records to try to justify our murder. So And it's because we allow it. It's just that simple. We allow it because we glorify it. We have not told each other that speaking about our murders and, our problems and what's wrong with the black community isn't popular. We love it. We think it's a badge that we should wear, that we grew up in poverty and we poor and we sold and shot niggas and all this and that. We look at it as a badge of honor when it's absolutely crazy. And the people who make the laws, who's, employing us, who controls the country, they saying it's crazy. But we go to these same people and say, please stop. Please help us. It's ridiculous. And we still don't see how crazy this is. Plain and simple. Yeah, it's a setup. It's bullshit. And we marching and protesting to the very people that's causing the bullshit. We marching and protesting, asking for help from the very people that's causing the problem. And they hiding and fucking tricking us, making us think, oh, well, no, it's the cops and it's racist people and it's just the issue and it's laws and legal shit. When it's them. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And until we do what the Asians and other ethnic groups are doing by establishing black businesses and establishing black corporations and companies and coming together and working with each other and trading with each other and creating our own big thing, this is going to continue to be like this. We just sitting back waiting for the next check. That's all people waiting on. Oh, I'm waiting for my money. Oh, go ahead and kick in that next check. When that next check gonna come? When that next stimulus? I need to get that stimulus. And people going on vacations and they partying and thinking this shit gonna be forever. When they setting y'all the fuck up. Keep on partying. Keep on thinking it's a joke. Setting y'all the fuck up. That's why I do this shit. Why I created Merkabah Academy for serious people. Why I created the membership for serious people. Because people think it's a joke and then shit gonna hit the fan and it's right in front of your face. And everything's gonna change. Stuff is gonna be different. And it's not going to be the same anymore. This is going to be like the last time, while they finishing this plan, that things are going to be this way. And people are having fun right now because they're about to, stop with the masks and social distancing and all this and that. And they have to because they have to segue into the next thing. That's how it always goes. It's always something and it goes away, forget about it. And then something else happens. And that something else is going to be the dwindling of the economy. Money is going to start going down. They're going to start cutting shit, and that's how it's going to happen first. They're going to start cutting shit. Watch what remember me saying this. They're going to have to start cutting programs, cutting things, and you're going to see it slowly happen. And those people who saved all that money is going to be okay, because that's what they're going to say. Well, we gave you this stimulus, and we gave you this, and we gave you PUA and unemployment and all this. And what you do with it? What you do with it? You went and bought Gucci. You went and bought Louis. You went on vacations you can't afford to go on. That's what you did with it. And then nobody will be able to say nothing. You're going to be stuck and done. And those of us who are conscious enough to see this fucking bullshit is going to be making money along with these white folks and other people who know how to read this bullshit by now. Because y'all clearly can't read the shit because y'all still falling for it. Most of you. So it's the same shit. And it's clear what's about to happen. You'll see. I'll have more videos come out and talk about it. Hopefully this video won't get taken down. But it's clear as day, man. Like, y'all can't, there's too much information out here now. Plain and simple. So I wanted to just touch bases with you guys. And I try to keep up with a lot I got going on. A lot that I'm doing with the site, a lot that I'm doing with getting these books out. And I'm watching. I read as many emails as I can, but I'm watching what's happening. And everybody think it's sweet right now. Just keep watching. Keep watching. And if you understand what's taking place or how this shit works, you know it's not sweet. You should be worried. And people are, because they're like, this dude is spending too much money. Entirely too much money. And it's going to backfire. And who better to do it than a Jewish president? Y'all not seeing what's happening? Y'all not paying attention to what's happening in Israel, and it just so happening to be happening with a Jewish president in America? It's just so happened to happen when everybody's looking at this end time stuff. And remember, Bible in the end times, Israel's supposed to have issues. Pay attention. The signs is here, giving it to you. Not Bible prophecy coming to you. It's these people who wrote the Bible making it come to you because it's part of their agenda, as you guys know. So you're looking at all this stuff in Palestine, and you got people taking sides. Shit been going on for centuries. So what sides there to take? Islam been around since the 7th century. Christianity been around longer than that. They've been fighting and feuding for centuries. And then once Israel got established as a nation, and then you know, Palestinians was like, oh, yo, dude, we've been here. So of course it caused conflict, but you know, they both being driven by the same goddamn enemy, and they don't even realize what's going on. So you have the people fighting, not realizing that the leaders of their religions is in on the whole fucking thing. And you got stupid people taking sides here in America, not realizing it's bullshit, when they should be asking the question, why the hell are we sending them $30 billion every year? Same shit. So it's the same thing. So we just keep sending the money, keep sending a lot of these countries money. We're watching the debt climb. We're watching so many issues with the dollar and commodities, you know, high as hell. You know, trading high. Stock market, the market is closing with all these highs in commodities because of the dollar. And you're going to see it. Like I said, they're going to start cutting shit. But people are not going to realize until, you know, we get closer to that point, it's going to be too late for a lot of people. And if you're smart, you should get rich from this. And everybody else is going to be just like everybody else who didn't jump in or didn't have the knowledge to jump in on what happened with the internet craze and the whole .com craze. So a lot of people could have been multimillionaires back then, but they didn't have the knowledge to invest and understand what was taking place. We have the internet now, too much information out here. No way people should be broke. They're doing everything. If you follow me, if you watch my videos, remember I told you, I talk about universal law all the time. I talk about what they have to do. The only thing that exists is choice, period. Everything is put out there. They're doing what they're supposed to do correctly. They're doing the right thing, whether you believe it or not. It's because of our choices that things are going to be the way that it is. So they're giving you the money. The money is out there. People getting caught up in these PPP business loans, but they're making it so small businesses can get some money and come back. But people are taking advantage of the system and consequences, of course, but they're doing what they're supposed to do and giving out the money for people. You can take advantage of so many different programs and get the money because they're giving it out. And they have to because, you know, that's what they're trying to do. Give out as much money as possible so they can cripple this shit. Crypto people, like I said, we're going to get into that in the next DVD. You're doing fine. Keep investing in crypto. Don't be stupid. So, it's just not hard no more, man. It's just like either you're doing what you're supposed to do, you procrastinate, and then you're just going to still be working for the white man for the rest of your life. No way you shouldn't be rich by now, since if you paying attention to this shit, look at what they're doing. So we're going to get into this. Like I said, it's just, I keep hearing people, you know, complain. There's nothing to complain about right now because it's open. Stuff is open for you to invest in. Do your research, do your due diligence, and pay attention to these companies and corporations and look at what's taking place and understand what must survive, what must be left, what are they going to have to do going forward. And we know digital technology is going to be one of the biggest things, as I talked about in the series, digital health, which is we're going to get into a whole lot in the next DVD because it's everything. And people don't understand what can be branched off from this and what's going to happen once they eventually admit and tell everybody, which they already told us, but they're going to do it publicly eventually, and say, well, yeah, if you got the vaccine, you have these, have these nanoparticles in your body. And these nanoparticles are amazing. This is what they can do. And this is why you shouldn't be worried. Because they're going to do it eventually. And a lot of stuff is going to branch off from that. A lot of things is going to happen from that. And it's going to be dope, as I said. And people are going to sit back and count more money than ever before. And we're going to have a new system, a new situation, a new way of living. And some people are going to get ate the fuck up in the process. And some people are going to be stinking rich because of it. So wake up, get your head out of the bullshit, save what you have now, buy as much gold as you can. Plain and simple. Don't be stupid and go spend all your money on a bunch of dumb shit. Save it, hoard the fuck out of it, and just wait. Sit on it. Don't be dumb. Because a lot of people was dumb back in the day. And then now they're looking real stupid right now because billionaires exist. People with crazy amounts of money because of knowledge, because of what they knew and what they can see and predict, what's going to happen. So, I remember, people talking about cryptocurrency, talking about Bitcoin. And there was just so much information about Bitcoin. And I talked about it back when it was like 700 or something like that. I told people, buy. And if you bought, you're welcome. I bought it at 700. So I told people back then, this is going to be something. Now, it was not blowing up, but if you understand, which we knew the plan back then, you should have understood the plan back then. Eventually, they're going to cripple the dollar. They have to. If we're talking about New World Order and one government, one thing you have to know is that they have to cripple the world reserve currency. They have to, and it's the dollar. So you got to look into that. Same thing, the euro. Now you have, again, I talked about England separate from the European Union. That's going to have ramifications, especially stock-wise. And if you know this stuff, then you know what to invest in. So people who are in the know, coming up. And people who bullshit because y'all worried about trends and y'all worried about, shit y'all shouldn't be worried about with these celebrities and getting caught up in all the bullshit, you're going to miss out. So, I don't want anybody to miss out on this. And if you have money set aside, which you would need, to make these investments, you can be able to make a lot of money. So you're going to be able to be set. So, thank you guys for taking time to watch. I don't want to drag this out too long. Everybody who is supporting the lifetime membership and being one of my members, you won't regret it, as you will see. A lot coming to that. And I don't want to hear that shit about it's too expensive. People hit me, it costs too much money. And you have people, I guess they got the income tax money and they bought the lifetime membership and then they got buyer's remorse. And then instead of, taking those Louis shoes back to the store, they came to collect their money back from me. The black man is trying to help them out and make them even more money so they can buy whatever the hell they want. So they came to me to get refunds for, buying lifetime membership. This is the shit I got to do. So it's just crazy how lost we are, and we will fucking kill ourselves just to entertain ourselves. It's crazy. We kill ourselves to fit in, with the trends. Won't even invest in your education because you worried about a fucking trend. It's crazy. I don't want to hear about cost too much money. People talking that, come on, $17.99 for a digital debt. People, it's crazy. And it's just, at this point, it's 2021, going on 2022, and people arguing about, if you don't have $17.99, $20, and you arguing about something that could benefit you and help you out for $20, you don't deserve the knowledge. And it's fucked up. We got to be like that with our own people. But it's just, we are so corrupt and lost that we got to be that way. Got my own people scamming me who I'm trying to help. It's crazy. But for the group, for the people, a lot of people who I talk to, I have friends all over the world. A lot of people who came above personal economics, who want to come up. If you're my personal friend, you already talked to you about this thing to invest your money in. So you already know. But we've been trying to help people for years. And like I said before, I already had money before I got on YouTube, before I started doing this. I already had investments going on. I already had my own company. I'm not doing this to rake people out of $17. And people have, I've got threatening emails and all kinds of shit over $17.99 because people, didn't get the link for a digital download fast enough. So y'all better wake up, man. They're using our ignorance against us. They're using our procrastination against us and our sloppiness and all that shit. And what we call this, culture, this ghetto-ness, this nigga shit. They created it. So they know how we are. They know how we act, and they know how to use it against us. Y'all think y'all somebody. Y'all think y'all thugs and gangsters. They are the original ones. They put this stuff here so you can fall for it. They created it. So they know who you are. You ain't no different from nobody else unless you're thinking outside the box. Unless you are conscious and woke and know what the fuck is going on. You the nigga who they made. Plain and simple. You that nigga who they put all this time and effort in to make you what you are today. And all the little problems you have and issues you have is because you fell for that nigga shit. It's just that simple. So, woke and conscious means so much. I don't take those words lightly. I don't use them lightly. A lot of people think they're conscious, but they're not. 1 minute you're conscious, 1 minute you want to run back to Jesus, or 1 minute you want to start doing stupid shit. So if you're not investing, you don't have to invest in me. I don't care where you invest the money. Wake the fuck up. There's so many books out there, so many people who is, credible that's putting out information. However you do it, I would rather have, black people just woke. I don't give a damn how you do it. Just wake up, pay attention to what's going on. I can't say what I want to say in this video, as you know, YouTube. There's a lot of stuff I want to say, but I gotta leave it out. But pay attention to what's going on. So, there's no reason why you shouldn't come up off of what's happening now and understand how it's going to affect markets and how you can make money from that. So, like I said, DVD coming. You have a chance to watch and understand. And please don't look for me to just tell you straight out, you put your money right here and then you go this. I'm not going to do that because I don't want nobody to lose no money or lose $2, $10 and think, I gave them some bad advice. This is built for you to sit on. It's going to be up and down just like everything else. They're showing you how it's going to go. You had the whole thing happening with GameStop, and people was like, okay, it's going to do this. And what happened? It went down. Then it went back up. Same thing happened with Bitcoin. Down, shot back up. Dogecoin. Look at what this stuff is doing. And people, as soon as they lose, y'all want to pull all your money out real quick. And then now you have to buy back in so high. Fucking wait. If you don't got the money to put into it, don't do it in the first place. Plain and simple. Let that shit sit there. Remember, last point, 2008, the whole derivatives bubble, which fucking crazy. The housing market. The Dow dropped down to like 7,000. Think about all the people that pulled out. And then look at where it's at today. Look at where these stocks are today. If you would have just waited, it didn't take, crazy time years for it to come back. This stuff started coming back after they finished the bullshit. So you gotta sit sometimes. You gotta invest this money, understanding you won't have to sit on it. When the time comes, you want to sit on it. Make sure you buy enough to sit on. And when you start losing, don't be dependent on pulling that money out so you can pay your rent or bills. This is money you need to put into these markets and put into these investments to sit on and wait because the stuff is unfolding. Plain and simple. So, like I said, if you're investing right now, which I'm talking to a lot of investors, I talk to a lot of you guys in emails and stuff like that, we get into this. A lot of forums I've been into, so you know what I'm talking about. Sit on the money, man. Don't be dumb. Don't be stupid. Just sit on it. You're going to be all right. And we know what's coming. And a lot of people are going to make out well because they didn't know. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Thanks to everybody who is a lifetime member and supported the membership. It's going to be great. Get the book. Link is in the description. Get the book. Second edition, and like I said, you will get first 500 people, because I can't do it for everybody. First 500 people will get half off the next 2 books. Plain and simple, you will get the links. As soon as they release, you will get the links before anybody else. Half off on the book. So first 500 people. And I appreciate you guys' support on this. And I really want this book to be what it is. And I'm glad that it finally got completed to the way I envisioned it to be completed. And I hope you guys support and make it huge, because there's a lot of information in this book, and I can't wait for you guys to get it. But thank you guys for watching. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget nothing. Talked about this. Okay, so yeah, as I said, Friday, final time for the lifetime membership. Until I switch over to the site and have like legal stuff, then I'm protected now. I have to protect myself with legal shit because my own people scamming me. So, when you on a new site, when you purchase, it will be like legal disclaimers. You got to check the box and agree to terms and conditions and all that shit. And you understand why people do that shit now. I really get it, because you can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody. People will scam you whenever they can scam you. So now, when you guys buy the new stuff that's going to be coming, you have to make agreements and click on stuff to say that it's you, and easy, and they make it crazy. But that's the way it's got to be, so I can protect, myself and the hard work that me and other people put in that support me into making this stuff possible. So, yeah, Thank you guys for taking time to watch and support. See you next video.